Welcome back to Finnegan's Farm, welcome back to our YouTube channel, and welcome back to our Workshop Wednesday. My name is Paul, and this is our team.
Hi, I'm Sean Keogh, and I'm the apprentice mechanic.
Hi, I'm Mick, and I'm the mechanic.
Hello, I'm Marco, I love to weld. This is Bruce, this is Blake, them is two best students.
There, Caleb Russell, who's down the Waterford there, he's learning his trade down there.
Hello, I'm Cottle, and I'm the one that has to make these guys look good.
Don't forget to like, subscribe to the videos, and comment what you want. Just put it in the comment section, we'll get back to you. So in today's video, we have the Claas 660 combine in here. The Lexion is just gone 10-year-old. Probably time to change it, so, you know, the boys are in here, they're taking out the two-way radio, going to take the stickers off it, so there will be a big reveal at some stage to what combine we will go for. Give us your comment there to see what combine would you go for. This combine is on 800s on tyres. Do we go with tracks? That is the question. Do we keep the same heather width? That is the other question. So a few things to debate here before we move on. But has been a super combine, in fairness to him. The Lexion, the 660, we actually had no trouble with it at all. So yeah, we'll be sad to see this one go. I'm just going to take out the two-way radio, give it a little bit of a clean. I think Tom was the man to do the job here. He's a bit of a clean freak, aren't you, Tom?
Marginally.
Yeah.
Only a little bit.
He loves to have a clean cab, so he's the man to do the job. So he's just going to give it a nice good clean, so it's going to go back to Leinster Farm in the same condition as it came here. So.
Right, gents, thanks a million for coming down and purchasing the machine from us. It's a Schindler 40-ton iron worker. It's made in Turkey, and as I said, we'll just go through it.
Through the basics.
Through the basics, exactly. So what you're looking to do is, on this side is punching. So you have your punch and your die. So you'll open it up like here, unscrew this here. Your punch then will sit up in there. Your punch will go in there, all right? And then your die sits down into there. Okay, like that. Just tighten it here. Okay, that tightens it up. It'll be nice and tight and secure. Okay, so if you want, I'll just push in the punch here to get it right.
And what size range, Nicolas, have we on that?
You have, I think, the standard there we do from 6 to, what has he, well, he's actually, you have a slot there as well.
Slot as well.
Yeah, so you must have spoke nicely.
Oh, we done well, yeah.
You did well now. All right, so that goes in there like that. So sit it in, make sure it's nice and flat. So don't let us have it kind of that is off center or anything like that, because what happens then, if it's off center, or slightly not off center but not sitting right, you're going to have the punch at an angle down here.
Yeah.
So instead of a nice clean cut, you're going to be hitting this, and the next thing these are breaking. So nice and firm up there on that. So just watch the treads on it as well.
Because it is a fine thread, isn't it?
It is very fine thread. It's I think it's a metric thread that's on it. But we would have all the parts for that. So you shouldn't be, if you're doing it right. So close that in there. All right, so that's it. Now, so then to get that working, you'll have it in the turned on position. So you'll turn that on up there. You hit your start button. This will light up here. So then you have two options. So if you're going punching, you'll hit to there. So that's the punching. If you're going to be doing, say, the flat bar, round bar, or square bar, or angles, or anything like that, you hit it this side. All right. So the flat bar is this here, so that would be your plates.
Yeah.
So if you're doing, say, on a trailer or something like that, or if you're doing, say, a base of for a girder or something like that,
yep.
You're putting up a shed, you'd cut it there. So that will cut those. Your square bar is here. Mm-hmm. Your round is there. Okay, so that will do your different sizes there. Your angle iron is here and there as well. Okay, so you can do it. You can do a straight cut, and you can get an angle on it as
45
well.
if you're doing a welding joint around like that.
That's it. Important, your instructions, your warranty, everything is in there, serial number like that. So we'll just put that there. So this here is the foot pedal. So when you're doing stuff there, you'll have it marked up, maybe holding it here. You'll have your foot pedal down, and you just put your foot in, as you can see here. Put your foot in, and you see there's a safety device here. You have to have it like that. See what's after happening there? You see this little trigger here? If you put in, it's not going to work. So you have to put the foot in, be firm. It's like driving the fence, put the foot down, be firm, and push that down. And it engages then. So that's just a safety feature on it. You're going to wire it in, I think, directly, is that correct? So wire it in directly to your power source. The other thing, I wouldn't have it too far away from your fuse board, because as you know, the longer the draw, as I said.
No, we have a spot in the workshop there. We're just going to put it in beside the lid. We have a power point there, single phase, so that's where it's going to sit. And it's not a big unit by no means. It's relatively tidy.
Yes.
So the HKM, that's 40 ton, isn't it?
That's 40 ton, so that's it. So your capacities there, I think Brendan would have gone through all of that there, the capacities or whatever else. So if you're doing, say, the likes of probably 10, I don't say you'd probably do 20 mil, do you?
Not really, no. 10 mil would be probably the run of it. Look, I mean, we wouldn't do major amounts what we do, but I mean, just to have something like this rather than drilling, and it seems to be always a bit of an issue.
Exactly.
Maybe punching the slot there would probably come into handy. So that's
it. So when you're just actually you're after mentioning there, and I must with your punches, your slots. So I'll make sure you have some keyway. So put the keyway in there, and that stops the punch moving.
Okay, yeah.
So you see what will happen is sometimes it'll go down. If you don't have the keyway in there, it'll go down and it'll move slightly off. So what will either happen, this will break here, or it'll meet down below, and you'll, instead of getting your nice, you have your plate nice and square in it, you're getting it at an angle. And you want, I want it at 90 degrees, so you'll be cursing me, and I don't want that to happen, so we'll get that. So the other thing I suppose to just watch is when you're doing it as well, and I'm doing the basics now, so excuse my on that, is just make sure that when the lads are doing it, is that they marry up the right one.
To the...
Yes, exactly. So if it's, say this is 7, that it's a 7. Yeah. It's not too bad, we'll say, if they had an 8 there, but we'll say, for example, they put in a 6. This was going to go down, the next thing that's cracked.
That's correct.
All right, okay. So for maintenance and stuff like that, which is the, as you know yourselves from your own machinery and having it like that, is maintenance is the key to getting value out of your machine, getting it working right and whatever else.
We have a little oiler here on the back, I see.
Yes, so at the back here, you have this here. So virtually, I'd say your bigger machines that you would have there, your potato harvesters, they would have an automatic one of greasing device. This is not automatic, but it's semi-automatic, exactly. So if you have a preventative maintenance program or something like that, say, so once a month or once to 6 weeks, just lift that up there. That will go down nice and slow, and it greases all the points. Now, I suppose the other thing is when you're maybe punching, I see some of the older guys, what they do is they might have a lid here with a bit of oil. So just dip it in like that there, push it in there, and work away. It just makes it, it's a bit of lubricant, it just helps it. And again, how long they will last will depend on what you're punching and how you're using it. You could get 6 months or 6 years, depending on the use of it or whatever else.
We'll go for the 6 years.
We'll go for the 6 years, exactly. I'll be shot. But it depends, like, whatever else. Again, too, like with a lot of the recycled iron that lads are using at the moment now, because that's we're buying in, there's a lot of recycled iron in bits and pieces. You could have a nice bit of mild steel here at the outside, and then right in the middle then there's this really hard bit.
Okay.
So, so that's the thing there to just be aware of. So again, this here is, as I said, that'll be your place.
So we have our iron worker back from BMC. George would have came this morning and wired it all in, and we're just going to show you. We've only really got this last day or two, haven't we, Marco? Yeah. So we're just going to really experiment with a little bit, punching holes here and using the guillotine, using this piece here for cutting the angle, our round bar and our square bar as well. So yeah, we're just going to do a few bits with it here. So we're over at the Kubota Mower. We put a new starter on it, went to start it, it was a little bit noisy. Brought it in, Mick absolutely loves these yucks. I mean, he's in his element when he's rooting at Kubota mowers and like that. So yeah, you just take it away, Mick. What was going on?
Basically, it's starting okay, not brilliantly, but when you spin it over, we're getting a popping on the inlet manifold. Here at the air filter, we could pull that off, it'd be a bit more obvious. But basically, to me, that means an inlet valve is not sealing properly.
And would that be some of the reason why it's not starting?
Well, it wouldn't help. Well, it'll be down on power as well.
Yeah.
And it might be nice and simple. It could be just valve adjustment, valve clearance adjustment. Could be tight valve on the inlet side.
Yeah.
But more than likely it's a burned out valve.
Okay.
So that means head off. We'll spin it over there, and if you,
Sean Keogh is the driver today. See him in there, look.
Driving a big M.
He's a big M there, and right, Sean. So you can, are you able to start that?
spin it there. Hear that pop. Hear that popping.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
it.
So investigation time. You could do a compression test, but it's
What would be the easy? Just take the rocker cover off.
Rocker cover off
Would it be
first.
just valve clearance?
hopefully.
Hopefully.
More than likely not, but hopefully. But head off, but these are easy enough to take a head off.
Anyway, he's in his element here, so he'll probably strip the whole engine out, I'd say, by the time we're done. After taking a rocker cover off, Mick is after stripping a half here. Simple enough operation. 3 little bolts on this little engine here. Took off the rocker cover. Well, Mick, what did you find?
Check valve clearance, and number 1 inlet had no clearance. We've adjusted it. You can actually can you see it there, Carl?
Yeah.
The plane. And the rest were all within tolerances. I think it's 1.5 mil. Hot. I set them to 0.2 mil because it's a cold engine. You get a little bit of extension in the push rods
Right, okay.
with temperature.
So this would have been the first time Sean had seen a rocker cover off maybe an engine like this, because all new engines obviously are different, Mick, isn't it?
All the tractors are fairly similar. Okay, there'll be 4 valves.
Yeah.
You might have a double rocker coming off.
Yeah.
But all the tractors, as far as most of them anywhere, is still push overhead valve engine, that's called. Most of your cars nowadays, the camshaft is up here, operating either rockers directly onto the valves or shims, or in most cases now hydraulic tappets, which are self-adjusting. There's no adjustment done on them.
Yeah, so we can see our exhaust is always, the valve there is always opposite the...
Yeah, that's what's known as a cross-flow head. You have an inlet manifold here, feeding across into your inlet valves here, here and here, and your exhausts are here, here and here. And you can tell easily here because you can see the exhaust manifold. I'll turn my light there. Exhaust pipe is here, feeding in from that one. Exhaust is there. Exhaust is there. So the other one has to be the inlet. Because you have a common manifold for your inlet.
And firing sequence on a small engine like that.
Right?
Yeah.
So that's number 1.
Yep.
So that's 1. I'm thinking 132. Because that's only, hold on now, that's only exhaust.
That's exhaust.
No, it's 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, that's
That's just heading for inlet there next. Yeah. And if I'm right then, this one should be next on inlet. Jeez, you can feel the difference in compression there. And we should be going.
There.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, and it's from that. It's from the
flywheel end. I always go. I accept French stuff, and that French stuff is. Sorry, crankshaft pulley end.
Yeah, crankshaft pulley end. Yeah.
Flywheel end.
And then we'll say that I'm doing the servers. The purpose of an air filter.
Meant to keep dirt out. You do not want particles of dirt going in here. If you do, if you've grit, sand and stuff like that, you're going to chew your bore, chew your bearing, or your rings in time.
Yeah, so we put a new air filter on it. We've diesel filter, which is self-explanatory. Obviously, you keep your clean diesel, and new oil filter as well with new oil. So engine is fully serviced. We can see here on the starter, which you know is even good to see there that we can see. We will start the engine here, and you'll see the valves working up and down. But here's the new starter here again. The little bendix comes out there. The little gear shoots out there when we turn the ignition, and it just gives the ring gear gives that a quick shot around, and that's what starts the engine. So we're actually going to start it here now. Hopefully it'll start, Mick, now after all this.
Yeah.
Murphy's Law. A little bit smoky there to start, I think.
Yeah, the excess fuel from cold.
Yeah.
It's starting up. See the gears, they're going back in now. That's it.
So you can see the valves tipping up and down there though. Going at a fair speed, isn't it?
And that's tick over. Well, it's a little bit high on tick over.
Yeah. A little rev shot. Okay. In fairness, it's a lovely little engine, isn't it?
Sweet for 3-cylinder, but that's indirect injection diesel. They were always smoother.
Yeah. Okay, so we're happy enough with that. We're going to put the rocker cover back on. So we just went to finish off the servicing on the Kubota. We couldn't find the transmission hydraulic filter. Someone buried it or hid it, did they, Mick?
Yep, show you where. Okay.
Yeah, so it was that far hid in that.
In up here. I don't know if you can get it in with the camera if you can win.
Under the cab, like?
Yep. Up in here. So the cab is an add-on.
Yeah, so we couldn't even get at it. Tried all the few tools we had, except that Mick had. Well,
Our problem was the cab is here. We couldn't get a filter chain, anything on it, but we had this set, very handy set.
What was it called, Sean?
The oil filter cap wrench set. So there's 15. There's 15 of them there, and they can be just used at any stage. You don't need to be in a tight space either. If they're sitting beside you and you've got a 3/8 ratchet there, bang, they're just.
Yeah. So we just clipped that onto the end of there underneath it.
So it's almost like a socket.
Yeah.
You can just see the flats. Once you have the correspondence, just get the right size.
So anyway, that's Mr. Kubota. Anyway, there would be no thanks to him anyway for getting that one out. But we'll have it out, and next week we'll have the Kubota up and running, and you'll probably see a clip for there working away below in the football field. So finally, we got the Ivor Williams back out of the shed, onto the Jeep, took it for a spin. As you can see, we fitted the spare wheel in here on the front of it. We have an R-clip through it here. You can put a little lock on that if you want to. We probably put a lock on it just in case anyone puts the eye in it. Yeah, look, it's turned out well. The toolbox here is on the side of it. We replaced one of the lights. We put two new front marker lights there on it. One of them was gone, and we took the other one then and we actually put it into the toolbox. So you can actually see it inside in the toolbox there. Just give a little bit of light there in the dark evenings, just to see what's in the toolbox. So that's a handy job. What else is on it? Yeah, there's the two side marking lights is on it as well. And our double lights at the back. Everything working. We checked the fog light hits working as well. Yeah, so look, it's turned out. We put the sides on it just to little job to do, so need the sides on. So a few maybe essentials to have in the toolbox is we just open the toolbox here. Now, obviously you're going to put straps. You're going to put 2 or 3 straps in here, no more than that. It's not a very big box, but it's big enough. We're talking about our spanner there for loosening the sides. If you want to loosen any of these here, take the sides off. You have your spanner with you. What else is in here? Yeah, one of these kind of flashing lights. You plug this in USB there to charge it up if you want to. Very, very handy if maybe a wide load or maybe a longer load, you can just place it on. It's fully magnetic. Now the magnet that came with it wasn't great, but we actually had bought some other magnets for doing other jobs, and it's a really strong magnet, so we kind of attached one to the other, and as you can see, you just wouldn't pull it off in a hurry there. So it's a good, you can set the different modes in it. Flashy lights, white one there, so we're going to put up on the front of it. And again, you can charge it in the Jeep as well if you want to. So that's a handy one to have with you. What else have we in here? We have a pair of gloves, very essential. Don't want to getting back in and dirtying the steering wheel in the Jeep. So a pair of gloves, simple to have them in there. Again, another one here, can of WD-40 or any easy out oil for if you want to do your ratchets. Good work. I'd say I just pulled the top off there, did I? Oh, here we go. Yeah. So a can of easy oil, a can of penetrating oil there, just to give them a little go there. Get them all oiled up. This even sounds an awful lot better. What else have we in here? We have a couple of straps. Now, strap size will depend. On the trailer like this, I would probably go with 5 or 6 metre long straps. You don't need any longer. Because you're not going to be carrying big loads. Have 2 or 3 max in it. It's just probably all that the toolbox will take anyway. So once you have them in it, you know you're safe. Another little handy bit here is, I'll show you this tool now in a second. What else have we in here? A little bit of tape. You might want to carry this if you're carrying a bit of timber or a bit of steel around like that. Now we have a steel rack here for the front of it. We haven't got it on today. But if you're carrying a bit of steel, wrap that around the end of there. It just gives a bit of a notification for anyone driving behind you. And also a bit of cling film. Cling film is great stuff we find there if you're bringing maybe a pallet or something, anything that's wrapped on a pallet, maybe it might be a little bit loose. There might be very few tying points on it, just to put the cling right around it, and it'll kind of keep it safe on a pallet as well. So a bit of cling in that. So getting back to this little machine here. Now, this is a strap winder. So it's after winding up the strap as such. So if we let out this strap, it comes here. We actually bought bought this little one. We're going to make a few. It's very simple to make them, but just to get a look at one and see what it's like. Again, it's on the drill, it's for the drill. This is an old drill here the lads we hadn't really too many batteries for, so we just said we'd stick it on that. We can leave it with the machine. Look at you pick up any of these drills, it's simple stuff. They're only 70, 80 euro. They're not going to cost too much to get one with maybe 2 batteries. So it's on the drill here, and that's the purpose of to wind the strap up. So if I let the strap out, yeah, well, it's doing its job anyway. It's keeping the strap together. So it actually came with this, and this is very handy for when you're finished winding up. Just slip it across, keeps the strap nice and tidy together. So we're going to, so now we have the drill, we have the ratchet strap winder. We place the strap into the winder here like so. Hold on to the bottom bit of it. Voila, there we go. Ratchet strap all tidied up nice and neat. It actually comes with this little cover then, so this little cover will sit across it as such, and it will fit neatly then into your toolbox. That just keeps your straps nice and clean, nice and tidy. As you know, everyone gets a strap. The first thing to do is no one wants to wind it up. So that's a very simple way of doing it. And this is a little winder here. It's a stainless steel, made of stainless steel, so no, we got it from, actually there is a name on it there. Dynello, whatever that means anyway. But we're going to make a few up ourselves there for the lads. As well. It's that phenolic resin floor. Marco put it in there. You can see him doing a little quick video on it there. Screwed it in and put silicone Tech 7 the whole way around it, so it'll seal it there. Only the water will run off it. So it's a little bit of a grip on it there as well. So hopefully now that'll see it for another 10 years anyway. That's the plan. We also have our wheel brace here as well, just for changing the wheel. And we're going to put, we have a jack here, which we're going to include also, put on the trailer somewhere. We'll probably paint it silver so it kind of blends in with the trailer. Something very handy. Now it is a 20-ton jack, so it's more than capable of lifting what it has to do. But the wheel brace just painted there on the blue side, so handiness sake, you can take it out, change the wheel if you have to. One thing we also forgot to mention was something here that Marco put on. Every time this jockey wheel will come in, sometimes the bearings were gone on the wheel, and just a simple little device there. He has welded a little crook here. So what generally should happen is that when we lift it up and tighten it and put the R clip in here, it shouldn't move. But sometimes guys have the habit of just screwing it up, lifting it up and leaving it in that position. Now if it happens to fall down in transport and the wheel hits the ground, that's the finish of the wheel. So if we actually lift it up here and hook it across, falls down into the hook. So in the event that it does wind out, the wheel will still be up, and it will save the wheel and probably save the jack as well, because sometimes when the wheel goes down and it gets to a point that it might even bend the jack. So just a handy little tip to have there on the trailer as well. So that's it from this week's Workshop Wednesday. So from Mick, myself and Sean, all the best, and we'll talk to you next Wednesday.